After selling over $50 million worth of online courses and coaching programs using Facebook ads, I've seen and made pretty much every mistake there is to make. And I've also learned exactly what it is that differentiates those course creators that succeed and scale their business using Facebook ads from those that try and fail. And so what I want to make sure is that you're able to succeed with Facebook ads for your course and that you can scale and grow profitably using Facebook ads. So in this video, I'm going to teach you the 6 things you need to know before you market your online course using Facebook ads. Now I'm going to give it to you straight. Some of these things you might not want to hear, but they are things that I think every course creator should hear if they are starting to use Facebook ads for their business. So these are going to be 6 very honest truths about Facebook ads and online courses. So the first thing you really need to know is that when you start your ads, you are likely not going to be profitable. Despite what a lot of people out there will tell you, you are not going to turn your ads on and have a magic fountain of money start pouring into your bank account. That's just not how it works. You likely won't be profitable out of the gate, and that is especially true if it's a brand new offer, brand new product, and you're just starting out and you have no organic traffic, meaning you haven't actually tested your product and your offer with existing organic or free traffic. If you just created something and you're starting Facebook ads to get traffic to that thing, and you were hoping that it would be straight away profit, then I am sorry to tell you that it's likely going to be a lot of work from here and you are just getting started. The reason is because it takes time to optimize everything. You are going to need to optimize your ads, your landing pages, your webinar if you're running a webinar, your sales pages, your email follow-up sequence. Every piece of your sales funnel and your ads will need to be optimized to get you to the point where you're not only profitable, but able to scale. We'll talk more about that a bit later on in the video, but what I really want to communicate to you here is that you need to have the right mindset. And the mindset to take into this is that you need to focus. Pick a business model, pick a sales funnel. I don't care if it's a webinar, if it's a lead magnet into a call booking, doesn't really matter. The point is that you pick a sales funnel and you stick with it and you focus. You come in, you start running traffic to that, and you systematically start optimizing and improving that. What I see so often is a course creator will come in, they'll set up an automated webinar, they'll get that running with a series of emails and a landing page and everything else they need, and they'll start running some ads. That webinar won't convert, the ads won't be profitable, and next thing, they'll jump over to something different, like a low ticket offer, or they'll start running a call booking funnel to try and use sales calls to sell their program, or something else. This doesn't work because it's essentially just starting back at square one, where you've got a brand new thing and you're running some traffic to it with Facebook ads, and it's going to take time to optimize everything. But if you do that, you test it, it doesn't work, you jump to something completely different, then boom, you're at step 1 again. You've got to optimize. So the key here, pick something, pick a business model, pick a funnel, focus on it, and just focus on optimizing. Understand that the traffic you are buying from Facebook ads is going to come in, you're going to collect data, and then you're going to use that to optimize. Now, that leads me to the second point, but before we get there, if you're enjoying this video, please, all I ask that you do is tap that like button below. It really does help the channel, it helps get this video in front of more people that might also find it helpful. And if you want to hear more from me, hit that subscribe button, hit that little bell, you'll get notified whenever I release a new video, which is every week, on Facebook advertising and digital marketing for online course creators, coaches, and consultants. All right, so number 2, thing you need to know is that you're probably going to suck at ads when you first get started. The truth is, if you've never done it before, it's just like anything else you've never done before. You're probably not going to be great at it, and it takes time to build that skill. And the thing I'm going to tell you about Facebook ads is it's not a skill, it's a series of skills. You need to understand marketing, you need to understand copywriting, you need to understand what makes a good creative, meaning an image or a video on the platform. And if you're doing everything yourself, meaning you're creating your own sales funnels, you need to apply those skills and you need to develop those skills for building a sales funnel and writing copy for landing pages and sales pages and emails and everything else as well. And so the reality is, you shouldn't feel bad about it, but when you do come in and you start running ads and you're not good at it, have the mindset of a student. Realize that this is something you are new to. Don't beat yourself up, but come in there with the mindset that, hey, this is new, I'm learning this skill, I'm going to develop this skill and actively study and improve. Now, there are a few ways you can do this. So if you want to put this into action, what I recommend is start to study marketing, read books. A few books that I recommend you read right away if you're even thinking about running Facebook ads are breakthrough advertising, cash advertising, and the Wizard of Ads. Start with those three, start reading things online and just consuming and learning. But then the most important thing to do is to actually put it into practice, especially with copywriting. The way to develop that skill is to practice. Start writing things. Write as many ads as you possibly can. Write emails, write sales pages, write landing pages. Start to just practice that copywriting skill, and it's going to help you across the board, from your ads right through to your sales funnels and everything else that you write in your business. Another great way to do it is to take a course. Like, take a course on Facebook ads. I've got mine, Amplified Ads. I'll pop a link in the below, shameless plug. But if that's something that you're interested in, if you like taking online courses, that's always an option as well. Same as if you want to learn specific skills like copywriting, take a copywriting course, take a course on creative or marketing. The key here though is to come in realizing that, hey, I'm new to Facebook ads and this is not something that just happens overnight. I need to develop that skill, and I need to develop the marketing skills if I'm going to succeed with Facebook ads long term for my course business. All right, so the third thing you need to know is you need to approach it like a professional, okay? If you really want this to become a 6 or 7 figure sales funnel generating ongoing revenue for your business, and with Facebook ads that you can scale, the way to do it is to approach it like a professional. And we kind of touched on that in the first point, where we talked about that process of continual optimization and realizing that when you get started, it's a case of iterating, optimizing, improving until you get to that profitable stage and where you need to be. But just to dive deeper into that now, I think this is really important and deserves its own point in this video, is that professionals approach things with structure. Professionals have systems, and professionals collect data and do things in a very specific way. So what I recommend to you is when you get started running ads for your course, approach it like a professional. So here are a few things that I do in running ads for businesses that I own and for different clients and things that make it a much more professional approach, and that eliminates mistakes, but more importantly, it gives me everything I need to avoid wasting money, to see what needs to be improved, and then to actively take steps to improve those things. So let's say we have a webinar funnel. I'm going to first be tracking every piece of data from my Facebook ads right through to the end of the funnel. So I'm going to be tracking on my ads things like my CPMs, meaning cost per impressions, my click-through rate, my link click-through rate. I'm going to be tracking the ad quality. I'm going to be tracking my cost per lead, my cost per purchase. I'm going to be tracking my landing page conversion rate, my webinar attendance rate, my replay view rates. I'm going to be tracking how many people click the links in the webinar to see the offer and to buy the offer. I'm going to be tracking how well the sales page converts. Okay, so those metrics are just a few things that I'll be tracking. I have it all in spreadsheets, and I'm tracking that on a daily and weekly basis in spreadsheets, because what gets measured gets improved. You've probably heard that before. It's not a saying that I just made up, but it's a common saying in the marketing space. What gets measured gets improved. Meaning if you're not actively measuring and tracking these things, then you're not going to know what you need to focus on and what you need to improve. Because if I'm tracking those numbers, I can then look at it and go, well, my landing page converts at 10%, meaning 10% of the people that actually click my ads and visit the landing page convert into a webinar sign up. That allows me to then identify, well, that's a weak point. And I know based on my benchmarks that a 30 to 40% conversion rate on my landing page is where I need to be. So then I'm not just testing random things here. I'm going, well, my ads are doing okay. They're sending traffic to the landing page, but the landing page just isn't converting. So then I know to focus my energy, my efforts, my time, my money on improving that landing page, bringing the landing page conversion rate up, which then is going to bring my cost per lead down and take me one step closer to getting to that profitable funnel with Facebook ads. Okay, then I can identify the next big thing that I need to focus on. I can create tests around that. I can optimize and improve it. Another thing that's really important to note here is, as a professional, I'm testing things with as few variables as possible. Now, what I mean by that is my tests are not scattershot. I don't test an ad and then say, well, that didn't work. I'm just going to create a new ad, meaning write some new copy and whip up a new image and test some new ads. What I'm doing is I'm looking at that data, and you need to be breaking it down and understanding what you should test next, creating a hypothesis around that, and then creating a test that has only one variable. So let's say I look at my ads and I notice that my click-through rate is very low. If I've only tested 1 or 2 different creatives and nobody is even paying attention to my ad and clicking on it, then I might say, hey, I need to test new creatives in this situation because my landing page conversion rates are okay, my webinar attendance is great, but no one's actually clicking my ads. I really need to test that and fix that part of my overall process. So I would go and test a bunch of new creatives in this situation, see if I can bring my click-through rate up. Now, if then I noticed that my link click-through rate was low, meaning my click-through rate all was good, but my link click-through rate was low, meaning people were clicking on my ad, maybe the see more button, but then they were reading my copy and they weren't actually clicking the link. Well, that tells me I need to now focus on testing and optimizing my copy. I need to improve the ad copy to convince more of those people that are reading it to click the link and go to my landing page. So at that point, I'll create new copy, run tests, optimize and improve that, and then I'll look at what the next thing is that I need to improve. I'm not just going in scattershot and testing this, that, and doing all these different things. I'm taking a very structured approach. Now, if you want to learn more about that testing process, I'll pop a link up here for you now if you want to check that out. The final thing I'll say about testing, again, is I'm testing one thing at a time. Let's go back to that landing page example and say that, hey, I want to improve my landing page. I'm not just going to create a new landing page and send all my traffic to the new page, because that introduces a new variable, which is time. If last week I was running traffic to landing page A, and then I just turn that off and this week run traffic to landing page B, how do I know that the new ads that I'm testing this week, or that some other variable, maybe it's summer break now and it wasn't last week, so people are responding differently. So there could be some other variable that's been introduced this week that wasn't there last week that's affecting that test. So what I'll do instead is I will create a second variation of the landing page, and then I'll set up a split test, and I will direct 50% of traffic to landing page A, which is the existing one, and 50% to landing page B, which is the new one. And software will automatically send half the traffic to each page, and I can run those in tandem together over a week or two, depending on how long it takes to achieve statistical significance, and then I will determine which landing page converts best. So you can see there, what I've done is taking a professional approach. I've run tests while removing as many variables as possible and having only ideally one variable. Whew, all right, we went a bit deep on that one. Now we're moving on to number 4, which is volume matters. One of the biggest mistakes I see people make, and it happens all the time, is people will come to me and they say, hey, here's my new ad that I'm about to start for my webinar or for my online course funnel. What do you think? And I'm like, that looks great, but can I see the rest of them? And they say, well, no, we're just starting with this one. Huge mistake. Volume matters. One of the biggest advantages Facebook gives us is it's not like a billboard. We're not paying a few $1,000s to run a billboard ad, so we have to design this beautiful one ad and get it just right. With Facebook, we can test a bunch of ads. We get data and feedback very quickly on those ads, and then we can pause those ads, start new ones, run new tests, and it's very cheap and easy to do that. So you need to be taking advantage of that. You need to be testing multiple creatives, multiple pieces of copy, and you need to be doing that on an ongoing basis, because that is how you're actually going to get great results with your ads. I recommend, if you're just starting out, start with 4 to 5 different creatives and 3 to 4 different sets of copy, and then that's just a starting point. Run those tests, get your results, and then start the next wave of tests and the next wave of tests. You need to be constantly testing new creatives and copy if you're going to succeed. All right, so number 5 is just remember this one thing. Ads only amplify what you already have. Now, what I mean by that is if you have a product or a service or a funnel that isn't generating sales with your existing organic traffic, so if you have some website visitors and you put the offer on your website, or if you have a YouTube channel or whatever and you're driving traffic to your funnel and it's not getting sales, then Facebook ads are not going to fix that for you. Facebook ads are simply a traffic source. It's a way to buy traffic and get more people into your sales funnel to buy your product or program. It is not a magic bullet. So if you have organic traffic and it is not selling, take the time to optimize the funnel first. Make sure that you can actually generate sales with your existing traffic before you run Facebook ads. Because if you're not generating sales otherwise and you turn on Facebook ads, it is simply going to amplify what you've got, meaning you'll still get very few sales, but now you'll be spending money to do so, and it's likely not going to have a good outcome. So I highly recommend, if you've got organic traffic or if you can get organic traffic, use that because it's free to test your funnel, to optimize the funnel. When you get that working, then start Facebook ads and they will amplify that for you and they'll bring in more sales. But if you're not getting sales, they're not going to turn things around for you. Now, number 6 is, unfortunately, you probably don't want to hear this, but this never ends. There is no promised land that you finally reach when you get everything working just right and you can scale to the moon and suddenly you've got a 7-figure course business with your Facebook ads running like clockwork. It is constant work. Creatives will fatigue. Offers will fatigue. You need to be refreshing things constantly. Facebook make changes that dramatically affect the performance of your ads. Things happen that we just cannot predict. So this is an ongoing process. So that picture of hands-off business where you get your Facebook ads up and running and everything is magical, unfortunately, it's just not the way things work. And you do need to keep working at this and keep optimizing and keep improving forever. The good news is you can scale and you can do very well with Facebook ads and online courses when you get it running if you follow these 6 things that I just mentioned. So I would love to know which of these 6 things resonated most for you. Have you made any of the mistakes that I mentioned in this video? Let me know in the comments. Let's have a discussion about that. And remember, if you've enjoyed the video, all I ask in return is that you tap that like button. And if you want to hear more from me, hit subscribe, hit that little bell. You'll get notified whenever I release a new video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Appreciate your time, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.